This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by CrackX Foundation Crack Repair and Waterproofing. 40 years of prompt and economical service to New England homeowners, builders, general contractors, home inspectors, management companies, architects, and engineers. Be sure to visit crackx.com and mention 1 Degree Outside when you make your appointment for an incredible discount. Weekend edition early on a Saturday morning for you here. The overview is this weekend is going to be messy. High 1 degree outside weather network covering all of New England. Meteorologist Matt Noyes, snow and ice in northern New England. We're going to take a look at that. Mostly it's raindrops in the south. And some of us will actually stay mostly dry over the course of the weekend and warm for that matter in parts of Connecticut in particular. And it's rain for all of us by the time we get to Sunday night, meaning it will have warmed up that much anyway in just about all spots. Maybe the exception being the far north country. Look, with things changing so much between sleet, freezing rain, snow, and rain across New England, make sure you've got our app. The hourly forecast will help you. I love the radar. If at the bottom of it you put it to past plus future mode, you can see what's been going on up till now and what's coming in the next few hours as well. The overview, and we talked about this in Weekend Insights, which is still up on our homepage, 1degreeoutside.com, and atop the home screen of our app, is we've got a frontal boundary that's setting up a divider of air. A lot of cold air coming down out of Canada, warmth trying to come up from the south. That's why you almost get a summer preview in some of southwest New England today, and you get a winter feel and a winter look when you come across the north. I'm going to zoom this map in a second, but the overview on the pattern is that this front does not want to go away. So you have these pulses of precipitation, but notice it doesn't rain the entire time. In fact, this is midday tomorrow. It really isn't precipitating very much at all in some parts of central and southern New England. It fills back in tomorrow evening and night, and then you get downpours. It'll come into play by the time we get, let's say, to Monday evening, Monday night, and by Tuesday, a lot of that should be sweeping through. We think drier air returns. It'll be cooler, but drier air returns by the time we get to Tuesday. So let's go ahead and zoom in the view a little bit, give you a better idea for how we think things are going to break down with regard to the radar forecast. Timestamp in the upper left. This morning, we've already had some showers coming in through southern New England. The tendency on those will be to get them to settle to the north. You can see where the snow continues to fly, and the temperatures are sub-freezing here really for the next few hours, getting out through the mid-morning. Even by late morning and midday, the cold air does not let go up and down the Maine Turnpike. Now, there's something important to note. We talked about this in Insights yesterday, which is the sun angle this time of the year is strong enough it can warm the pavement. So even just a little bit of treatment usually will keep the roads fine this time of the year. Mountain passes are admittedly a different story. Anything that's not treated can be a different story. The farther south you come, see the concern, Lakes region, you're going to be running near or below freezing. Portland, Maine, same deal. You probably go from snow to sleet and freezing rain. Now, the precipitation intensity gets lighter the later into the day that we go, but your temperature really doesn't warm up much. Again, road surface, ground surface may be a different story, but air temperature stays sub-freezing for a lot of central and northern New England. Southern New England, it's not comfortable in Boston. When you get, look at this, into Danbury, Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut, we make a run to 80 degrees today by the time we get to the afternoon. This is an incredible difference. It's all about wind direction. Now, what that means is there actually may be some thunderstorms when you get right on the north edge of that warmth in parts of Connecticut this afternoon to evening. Those would carry east as some downpours would be scattered through during the evening. The farther north you go, again, it's more in the way of wintry precipitation. I think we're talking about mostly freezing rain in this zone heading into this evening and tonight. Now, once you lose the heating of the day, it's a different story. You're below freezing and the road's cool. So we are going to need some road treatments. It's possible even down to Route 2 and areas like Paxton and the hilly terrain north and west of Worcester. That's a real possibility for us as well as we get to this evening and the overnight tonight and you tickle that freezing mark. Areas farther north certainly staying sub-freezing. Now, notice tomorrow. There's not a ton of precipitation. This is at 6 a.m. We can go on through the day tomorrow. There is definitely still something in the way of some freezing rain showers, but as the temperature ticks up gradually during the course of the day, that becomes less and less of a concern. Plus, again, you get that sunshine through the clouds this time of the year that can warm the road surfaces. But the farther south you come, it's not like there's a ton of rain on your Sunday. There's going to be a couple of showers perhaps from time to time. It's going to still be kind of a raw feeling for us, although we do start to come up a little bit. Notice Connecticut, totally different story tomorrow than what you have today. So really what I'm telling you is the cold flexes its muscle over the next 24 hours, and we feel the change as a result. Notice that even by Sunday evening, there may still be some freezing rain showers across some of northern New England. That's actually the time that we get the most snow in the crown of Maine, believe it or not. And then we would all warm gradually over the course of Sunday night. And that's why I say by the time we get to Sunday night and Monday, most of us have gone over to raindrops. In terms of snow, it is going to be very elevation dependent. The high terrain may pick up 8 inches of snow in the areas you see in purple.
The low terrain will not, because of what we talked about with that warming during the day. But you do get a burst that's coming down this morning, and throughout the day, there'll be snow mixed in all the way down through Lewiston and Auburn. So I don't know that it's going to be a broad 2 to 4 if you line it up, and a broad 4 inches or more around Brunswick. But there'll be some spots, absolutely. And then as you start coming south, you get more and more of that mix. It gets harder for it to accumulate during the course of the day. So the concern becomes more that you've got either sleet on the northern extent and mostly probably freezing rain that can come down. Believe it or not, we may get a third of an inch of ice accretion along the eastern slopes of the Greens into parts of western New Hampshire, maybe a little less likely in central New Hampshire. And a lot of this stuff in the light pink is the lighter icing that occurs, but there'd be some amount, again, particularly tonight, as the temperature of the ground surface starts to go back down again. It's fascinating to watch the bouncing temperature here when you go from kind of moment to moment. So today, again, somebody may hit 80 in southwest Connecticut. Many of us are chilly and raw, but not everybody. Tonight, the cold air flexes its muscle. We may go down below freezing, as I mentioned, all the way to the Worcester Hills. Tomorrow, we do make that rebound, even into northern New England. You probably come a degree or two above the melting point by the time you get to the afternoon. Remember, there's not a ton of precipitation that falls during the day tomorrow. By the way, all told, it's about a half inch to an inch in northern New England, and it's about probably either side of a half inch in southern New England with less, probably less than a quarter of an inch when you get down to the south coast. Notice Sunday night, still not really mild, but turning at least warm enough for mostly raindrops for many. And Monday, it is downright mild. Then you get those downpours that swing through, particularly Monday evening, Monday night, and by Tuesday, you're drying out. You got to dress for this kind of weather. You might as well wear 1 degree outside gear. Swag.onedegreeoutside.com. Hope you have a great weekend. Look, stay with our app. If there's anything we need to update you on, you'd see that in the app too. The updated videos always go at the top of that home screen, or of course, at our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com. That's how it looks for now. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. And at the very latest, we'll see you with another update Sunday evening as we get ready for the new week.